And then Holly J is like, I don't remember. And then she says
my new friend Sav and I, it brought me joy. She's like, all right, well, I have to tell you something. Well, no, I shouldn't tell you. She
says something really sassy where like, I think Anya is like, and maybe one day like we'll get married or go to a wedding.
Oh, that's right.
I don't remember what she says.
She's like, you can come to our wedding, basically, which like is a weird statement.
And then Holly J's like, I mean, I can go to Sav's.
She's like, or we could go to his.
Right.
Which was good. I was like, oh, Holly J. And then Anya's like, wait, what? Because Anya J is much like Sav, sweet but simple as hell.
And then Holly J is like, my new friend Sav and I really got to chatting.
My new friend Sav and I makes me so happy. I don't know why.
And then Holly J is like, I mean, we bonded over secrets. And I never tell anybody secrets. You know me, but like, you're my best friend. So I don't know if I should break this secret or whatever. And Anya's like, maybe just this once. Tell me.
Oh my God.
It's ridiculous.
Anya. If anyone ever tells you, you know me in secrets, I take them to the vault. That person will tell all of your secrets.
Seriously.
That is a fact.
That person uses secrets as a weapon.
Absolutely. It's like guys that say, I'm a really nice guy. Like, they're not a nice guy.
God.
It's the same premise. If you have to explain it, then it's not real.
And then, yeah, it's terrible. But then we're back at the auction. And this is when we find out, like, Damien made money off baseball cards. I don't give a shit. And then...
Me neither.
And then Manny and Jay walk out, and Manny is like, do you need a juice box or a nap? Because you're acting like a baby right now. Because he's all
Manny.
mad about how they only got $550 for the Malta tickets. And then they're fighting, and I don't like it.
I don't like it either. But also, like, he is acting like a baby.
He totally is. And then... Anya confronts Sav about the arranged marriage, and then I'm just like, you guys are in high school. Please calm the fuck down.
Like, this is ridiculous.
And
she's like, what if we can never get married? And I'm like, aren't you 14?
Right.
Like,
and then Sav is like, I mean, I didn't want to tell you and upset you. This is a long way away. I'm not betrothed. I just have to meet the people that my parents choose for me, like a blind date. But if we're still together by then, I will fight for you because I care for you. But he's like being kind of practical about it and being like, this is not right now. This is a long ways away, and we can deal with it when it happens if we're still together.
Which I think is valid.
Yeah, and very mature of him.
Good for Sav.
And
I like Sav a lot.
Like, oh, that's a good point. Oh, it's Holly J. She's like trying to ruin us.
And she's like, but I'm going to ruin her. Like, Anya, you're not diabolical. Like, she's trying her best, but she just looks so much like a kitten that was turned into a human. That, like... Or like just like a bunny.
She's so precious.
She's just like a little sweetie.
But then we see her like luring Holly J into like an empty classroom, and she's like, oh my God, I'm so hungry. And then she like whips out a cookie and is like, look what I have, basically. And Holly J is like, I mean, I guess the poor starving children will never know. And then Anya just like gives her the cookie and like moves a computer screen with a webcam attached to it that is apparently like live streaming to the entire school.
Why?
Which I don't even...
How did she set that up?
I don't know.
When did she set that up? When did she have the time? She's
Maybe
running an event.
Like when she made an announcement before, but I don't know. And then
remember webcams like that though? Those like
the
weird circles
attached to the top of the screen.
Yep.
I never had one of those, but I do remember them. One of my friends had one, but then so she like films Holly J like eating a cookie in a really crazy way that nobody would ever eat a cookie if they thought they were like by themselves.
It's true.
She's like, oh my God, this cookie is amazing. And just like, she doesn't say that, but that's kind of how she's acting.
It's
she's
her whole vibe.
Oh my God. Yes. It's like she hasn't eaten in weeks. It's very performative.
It is. She's like she's
overacting this scene.
She's overacting the shit out of it. And also she's just like, I don't know. It's so weird.
And like everyone sees her eating the cookie. It's a whole thing. And then the next scene, we're back in the gym, and Anya's like, now we're going to hear from our, like, clean water people, or I don't remember. And Holly J goes up on the stage, and then Derek is like, "Oh, look, it's the Cookie Monster." And then everyone starts throwing paper at her.
I don't know. They like hate her for no reason. It's very weird.
She ate a cookie during the fast.
Whatever. I don't know. I feel like they're taking this really seriously.
A very, very violent reaction.
Seriously.
And
can we talk about how Mr. Prino is barely trying to keep it under control? He's definitely the chaperone, but he could not give less of a shit.
Give a fuck. And then she's like, "Oh my gosh, like stop it!" And she runs off the stage just as Stoods gets up there and starts singing a song called
Holly J Sucks.
Holly J Sucks.
It's just those are all the lyrics. It's just Holly J Sucks repeated, which I get it.
Okay.
Oh, also, can we talk about how Derek will not stop saying "me need food" and I want to punch him in his stupid little rat face?
It's the worst. Also, I think he got a haircut.
I didn't
it's
notice.
Less big.
I was so distracted
or
by
just very matted down. I can't tell.
I was just so distracted by "me need food." I was like, "Are you the Cookie Monster? What's happening?"
And then Holly J confronts Anya like in a different room and is like, "Why did you do that to me? Like, I can't believe you did that." And she's like, "You're trying to like put a wedge between me and Sav." And Holly J's like, "You do not want Holly J Sinclair as an enemy." And Anya's like, "Well, she certainly hasn't been a friend." And it's like, boom.
Good for you, Anya.
Yeah, Anya's finally like growing a backbone, which is great.
Thank God. It's about time.
But then we see Jay. It's like in the night. He's at the pawn shop.
In the night.
His hat has been turned right side around to cover his face.
That's how you know he means business and about to do some
throws a rock
type
through the window and steals the ring back. And it's ominous and we don't like it.
I mean, I don't like it. I don't know.
You just know it's going to lead to trouble.
It's going to lead to trouble, but also I'm like, this is the Jay that I know. This tracks. I like him both ways.
It tracks, but
I like him both ways.
It's going to drive him and Manny apart.
I know that hurts my heart, but like, I like him both ways. I feel like if he is not fucking up at least like once every couple of episodes, he's just not Jay anymore.
I know.
We need that from him. We need him to be terrible.
Yeah, it's just who he is.
It's true.
It's who we've grown to love.
It's true. But yeah, I just wrote cool incognito hat.
I just wrote OJ turning that hat around and stealing the ring. But then we're back at the school and Anya like wakes everybody up with 4 hours left in the fast. And then Derek, I think, makes kind of a fair point where he's like, if we can't eat, why don't you just let us sleep? Or maybe Danny says that. I'm like, that's a fair point.
I think Danny says it because Danny is the only one who says words that make sense out of the two of them anymore.
Very true.
Also, who brings a tent? Everyone else is in like sleeping bags or like makeshift whatever, and they are like they're sharing a tent together.
I don't know.
They're the worst. Oh, also, Derek immediately says, "Me hungry." I hate him.
And then
it bums me out.
Anya says something like, it looks bad on you. I don't know what she says. And then he's like, "Your face looks bad on you." And I was just like, shut up, Derek.
Derek's the worst.
And then we see that somebody ordered pizza. I wonder who did that.
Oh wait, but first Anya makes like a morning wood like burn on Derek, which is very uncomfortable.
I didn't like it.
I did not care for it at all.
I didn't want to picture that at all.
I didn't either, but we needed to bring it up. It was necessary. And then,
I already blocked that out, so thank you for bringing it back up.
It's okay. Your brain will just Band-Aid right over that.
Perfect. But then we see that somebody ordered pizza.
I wonder who it could have been.
It was Holly J. And then everyone's like starts eating the pizza. Like, pizza for breakfast, yay. And Anya's like, no, there's still 4 hours left. And then like some guy who I guess is helping run the Freedom Fest or whatever. Maybe he's from Free the Children.
I think so. I think he's like the coordinator.
Like, Anya, what's going on? And Holly J is like, yeah, what a like lack of leadership. And I'm like, this is not lack of leadership. This is just Holly J being a bitch.
Like just straight up. Like none of this could have been helped by Anya.
No.
Like this wasn't like Anya got the delivery time wrong. Like this was clearly not her fault. And poor Anya.
And she's
but
very
also
upset.
like this is just such a clear example of like how these people are like babies because they're so excited about pizza for breakfast that they literally have no self-control.
Yeah. But then we are in the dot, and Jay is like reading this apology letter to Manny and says things like, losing you would be like amputating a leg. I love you so much, blah, blah, blah. And then Manny is just like, you had to write that down.
She's the best. That's my favorite line in this episode. She's like, really? You had to write that down?
And then he's like, I love you. And he like gives her the ring back. And she's like, how did you get this? And he's like, don't worry about it. And she's like, I'm just worried about you. I don't want you to revert to like the old you. And he's like, the old me is gone. And we're just like, no, he's not.
No, he's not. Like, I love them. And I wrote down, it's like, I love them even if that stolen ring is going to blow up in his face.
And
I love them so much.
Then we see Manny like walking down the street, and she walks by the pawn shop, and she sees that it is now a crime scene, and she's very upset. She's like, basically like, God damn it, why? And she's like she wasn't gonna find out immediately. Jay, come on, guy.
Seriously. But Cassie Steele is such a good actress, because you just see her face like crumple, and it broke my fucking heart.
It's like we saw her heart break in front of our face.
It made me so sad, and I'm still recovering. Oh, can I say one thing about Anya? So she runs away before like this. She runs away from the coordinator, and you can see her in the background like pull her hair out of the ponytail, and I was like, symbolism. Yes.
Release yourself from the wrath of Holly J.
Release the ponytail.
But then... And then, so then after this scene, we see Anya, Holly J, like, finds Anya, and Anya's, like, crying, and she's like, you ruined everything, like, all fell apart, and Holly J's like, I didn't know you felt bad, which is like, are you fucking kidding me?
Like, it's just crazy. I mean, yeah, so Holly J comes in, and she's like, it's gonna be fine, like, don't freak out. And then Anya is obviously freaking out because it's not fine, it sucks, and she is a bad friend. And it's just, and Anya's like, I feel bad all the time. You make me feel bad all the time. And Holly J's like, I didn't know that. And she's like, you're my only friend. And she's like, then why do you treat me like dirt? And Holly J says, because you let me. Which I just was just like, wow.
Just like, fuck.
Because it's true, like, though.
True.
Yeah. It's actually a pretty good life lesson.
Yeah.
If you let people treat you like garbage, they're going to treat you like garbage, especially if they're bad people.
Yes. But then we're with Manny and Jay again, and Manny is like, are you fucking kidding me? Or no, they're at the dot, and then he's like...
Oh, first he gives her like half-fat vanilla latte, and then he sits down, he's like, and for me, a second chance. And I was like, Jay, I hate you.
And then I think he like goes to hold her hand, or I think he's talking about the ring.
He's about the ring, yeah.
He sees that she's wearing a ring, but it's not his mom's ring. He's like, hey, wait, that's not my mom's ring. And she's like, oh, you mean this? The stolen ring? Like, I wasn't gonna fucking find out about this? And he's like, what? And she's like, a broken window doesn't lie, unlike you. Just like, burn.
Total burn.
And
she calls him hopeless. He calls her a bitch. And I'm like, oh, that was a mistake.
And then they break up.
And he calls her Dimples, and then he leaves, and she cries, and my heart cries, and my notes cry, and everyone's sad. I drew a crying emoji.
It was very sad. I mean, the only thing getting me through this is that I'm pretty sure they get back together. But I hate it.
I hate it so much.
But then the last scene where with Holly, it's like the next day, and Holly J finds Anya in the gym, I think.
I don't know. She's like helping her clean up the pizza
like,
or something.
New day, new week, new Holly J. Like trying to be buddy with her again, and Anya is still like not having it.
And Degrassi is trying to force her into being our new Paige, and it's not going to happen.
No. And then Holly J's like, I mean, we always fight and we always make up. Like, come on, let's be friends again. And Anya's like, not fucking this time, girlfriend. Like, no, not anymore. And her hair is down. The ponytail is gone forever now.
Ponytail is gone.
It's great. And then Holly J is
good, because
like,
she has great hair.
She does. And then Holly J is like, without you, I have no friends. You know that.
Which, like, Holly J, then treat your only friend better.
Yeah.
She's your only
Don't
friend.
intimidate her into being your friend. That clearly is not working for you.
Like, just be nice.
Yeah, just be a fucking friend. And then Anya like walks away from her, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh no, then Holly J like lashes out and like runs away, and then it's over.